Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, BULLBOYKENNELS. Today, it's just another movie video, another one of those pickups, some Blu-rays, some 4Ks, some newer stuff, and of course, always some older stuff, because I like my old movies. But some of these are going to be a little different. A few of these are box sets, and then the other ones are just the movies themselves. But I guess we'll do the box sets first, because I did get a couple from Second Sight. Now, the funny thing is they kind of do like other places where if you order certain things that come out before, and then you order something else at the same time that comes out later, they don't ship your order until later. So I had to end up waiting an extra month until my last order was going to be released to get the entire order. But anyways, let's just go ahead and jump into these and see what we picked up. But the first one won't be Second Sight. The first one's going to be something else. And then the next couple, those will all be Second Sight. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into that. All right, so the first one I picked up is that Re-Animator. Yes, had to get the Re-Animator. Funny movie. I got that nice little box set. I forget which edition it was. It's not the top edition. It was the one below it. I think the top edition they had was like $129 or something. This one was probably, I think, $89 or $79, something like that. But still a really nice set. And I wanted the box set for it, so ended up picking up, like I said, the Re-Animator. Funny movie. I do have the other movies as well. But they're just on Blu-ray. But figured, hey, why not get the 4K release? Had it pre-ordered for a while. So, figured that'd be one of my pickups, Oh, well. All right. Let's get in to the next one here. And you know what? I think I'm missing something. So we're going to do a little movie magic, and I'll be right back. All right, so with the power of the movie magic, we is back. So that next one is The Brood, David Cronenberg's film. He did a lot of great movies. Some of them you may like. Some, you may not care for it too much, but, I definitely did want the chunky box edition. So, there you go. Now, this one does have the 4K and I guess the Blu-ray disc. I don't remember if I checked to see if I had the Blu-ray disc or not. I do already have all these on my home server now because, once I get them, I do my little thing, put it on my home server. Now I can just watch it whenever. So this one is in Dolby Vision, so definitely good. I know this is limited edition contents, so, they always have like booklets or pictures, stuff like that. But yeah, David Cronenberg's The Brood. This is an older movie, of course, but still very good. All right, next one here, a little sticky, of course, is Scanners. It's funny. Same person. David Cronenberg movie. But yeah, funny movie as well. I know from some of the people I had talked to, I was like, yeah, I just got my movies in. And they're like, oh, is that the movie where the heads blow up? Yeah, that'd be the one. Boom! That'd be the movie. But yeah, another good movie. Again, thick boy box. I like them thick boxes. Actually, I think, when it comes to where the boxes are done, Second Sight is probably my favorite. I don't have a lot of Second Sight movies, but the few that I do have are usually the chunky boxes for the most part. So I really like the way they do their packaging. So it's probably like my favorite one out of all the boutique labels. when it comes to their packaging. I like that. All right, next film here. Older movie as well, but The House of the Devil. But yeah, really good movie as well. So if you haven't seen this, all right, probably definitely want to give it a watch. Now I believe this one was only on Blu-ray. Yeah, I believe this was only on a Blu-ray release. Yeah, this one was Blu-ray only. But that's okay. I mean, as long as it looks good, I'm okay with it. Everything doesn't have to be 4K, sizzle, but I do like my 4K movies. I really do. But anyways, House of the Devil, again, chunky box set. Chunky set from that second site. Oh, yes. Anyway, I got another one from second site. I think this was a Blu-ray as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so those are Blu-ray. The Borderlands, I think they call it AKA The Prayers. It's an okay movie. It's kind of like not Exorcist type movie, but has a little bit of that theme in there. Not like The Exorcist itself, but like that type of theme it does have though. Almost Blair Witch style type of movie at certain points, just because of the way they do some of the camera work with their cameras on their heads when they're recording stuff. But I mean, it's a decent movie. I wouldn't say it's it's really good. No, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, it's decent. I would definitely give it a watch. If it's something you don't own, definitely worth checking out. Especially if you like horror movies. So, why not? Sometimes, we watch movies we don't really care for too much, and then other movies we're like, wasn't bad. Might not be something you want to watch over and over, but definitely worth a watch. It's a little slow though. Kind of, the build up is a bit slow. So it is a slow paced movie though. That you do want to keep in mind. So, but yeah, that's the Borderlands, AKA The Prayer. So if you've never seen that, well, now you know. And then my other ones I was waiting to get in, some of my steel books. Bloodsport. Again, only way I could get this was from the UK because they don't have a US release, at least not that I know of as far as yet. Movie looked really good in 4K. My daughter's never seen these movies, and so I had her and my wife watching it. I was like, look, let me show you the movies that I grew up on watching. So definitely had to get them to watch this. So yeah, so when I do get movies that ain't horror, it's because I grew up watching them. Even though I prefer my horror movies. But yeah, Bloodsport, really, really good movie. It was really well done. And the steelbook's nice. I like the steelbook. But if you notice though, the picture for Bloodsport, like with Van Damme, it's the same picture they use, but slightly a different color variation on Kickboxer. So, thought that was pretty funny. All right, now this next one, I waited months. And months to finally get this. So I had to get the UK version. So I had the little sticker, the little UK sticker. I don't know if the other ones had stickers on them or not, but I know this definitely had a sticker, so I took the sticker off. But yeah, the US version was like sold out from the day it was first, released, and I had never pre-ordered it. So I was like, well, I want the steelbook. I don't want the regular 4K. I want the steelbook. I like the way the steelbook looks. I do got quite a few steelbooks. I'm not a steelbook collector, but some steelbooks, I would just would just rather have them in steelbook, just to have it. It just looks really good. And this is one of those steelbooks that does look very good. I actually did just watch this last night with my daughter, because again, she's never seen this. So I'm going to have to get her caught up to speed with all the other Terminator movies. But yeah, I waited months. But I did get this one through Zavvi. So, I mean, the shipping, was, I would say from where it's coming was pretty quick. And the shipping is not expensive either. So that's a good thing. But I did have to wait several months before they actually had it available to ship out. And it came in perfect condition. So, but I do like to put them in the plastic slips, these protective plastic covers, just to, keep them in good condition. Now, they pick up some older movies. So, if you ever grew up watching Pinoccchio, this is like a different take on it. So I've never got to see this version of Pinoccchio, but I do like a lot of the movie Guillermo del Toro. I guess that's how some people would say Guillermo, but either way, I do like a lot of the movies he does make. Some of them I think a little, a little off the wall, a little too out there for me. But he does make a lot of really good movies. And, since I'm a big fan of Pinoccchio, why not pick up and see what his take on it is. Haven't got to watch it yet. Only the trailer, so I mean, it is what it is. But yeah. And then from the Criterion Collection, price wasn't bad on it. I waited for it to be on sale, to be quite honest with you. Regular price wasn't something I wanted to do. I just didn't. But for the sale price, oh yeah, definitely do the sale price. All right, this next one here. Oh yeah, from Studio Canal. 4K as well. Ran. If I'm not mistaken, that translates to Chaos for. I want to say it's a Japanese movie. But, that's not my type of culture, so I don't know. I could be getting it mixed up. But I want to say it's a Japanese movie. I know what the plot is. Basically you got the warlord. He's basically relinquishing his power, giving it to his 3 sons, and then they kind of try to do him dirty. But they mess everything up because you get one son that wants to be greedy. Well, they all want to be greedy, but it's just how your kids end up being. Sometimes you try to raise them bastards good, and they just turn out to be like this. But anyways, definitely a movie I'm looking forward to watching. I haven't had the time yet to watch it, but definitely looking forward to it. I know from the previews that I've seen of it, it looks really, really good. And I want to say this was based off of a not a novel or a poem, but was it Shakespeare? Shakespeare something like, I don't know if it was based on it loosely or what, but I know it had something to do with that. So, and I like these type of movies, with all the fights and stuff. So, I'm not trying to compare it to my Saturday morning kung fu movies I used to watch as a kid. I know it ain't that type of movie, but if you grew up in the 70s, the 80s, Saturday mornings, you was watching kung fu movies. So I just like the films from these types of cultures. Whether it be Japanese, Chinese, Korean, whatever, it doesn't matter. I enjoy their type of movies, but definitely one I am definitely looking forward to watching. And This one's a little pricey though. I will say it's a little pricey, but it is a 3-disc set, so you do have that for whatever it's worth for some people. But yeah, waiting to watch that one. Next one here is an older movie, but got it for good price. Like I said, I like to order all my movies new. Once I get them in, I do my little thing, put them on my home server, and then I just box them away. But Red Eye, I've seen this movie before, but it is a movie I did want. So I was like, you know what? Why not pick up the 4K? It was at a good price, wasn't expensive. So figure I'd pick it up. I don't remember this one included. Oh yeah, it did. It did include the code. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it does. I know sometimes some movies don't have them, other ones do, but yeah, that was one I definitely went and picked up there for sure. Another one here, since I was always into my sci-fi. I'm real big into like Star Trek and all that. Love Star Trek. But yeah, so, since I like my sci-fi, figure I'm going to pick up the Galaxy Quest. This is more of a comedic type of movie. Than anything. It has a lot of throwbacks to other type of sci-fi movies. But other than that, it's just a comedic movie. So, and the price, again, price had to be right, because if it's not, I'm just not going to pick it up. But this, was at a good price. So why not? I pick it up, be good with it. As long as the 4K looks good, that's all I'm worrying about. All right, this next one. Now, this was at a really good price. Really, really good price. And that was that Sudden Death. So I know this isn't one of his best movies, but it is actiony. I know my wife and daughter, they're into the whole action movie. So I figured, hey, let me give you, some different takes on some of the movies Van Damme did. Not my favorite movie from him. I mean, really, my two favorite movies from him were Kickboxer and Bloodsport. And really, Bloodsport's like my favorite one from him. I think all the other ones he kind of did were, But, but for an action flick, I mean, it's okay. It does what it does. Action. I'm sure, they'll at least enjoy it enough. And for how cheap, it was brand new. I remember it was on sale. Might have been on, I'm sure it was on sale, but it was pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. This next one, it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive either. But my daughter, I don't think she's ever watched this. And, and this is when Will Smith was good doing his movies before he was slapping people on stage. So if you grew up watching him, Fresh Prince, whatever, boom, boom, when he did Independence Day, his money just blew up like bam. So he ended up picking up that. So that way they can enjoy it. I mean, and I've always enjoyed this movie. This movie it's always been a great movie. I can't even count how many times I've watched it. Now, I know because some of the special effects on this, they're probably going to look a bit dated or a little funny, being in 4K. So I'm already expecting that ahead of time. But it's still a really good movie. Like, this is, like, fantastic. Like, this is a movie everybody should either have in their collection somehow. I think I only had it on DVD, and that was the only thing I ever had it on. But now it's in 4K. Now I got it in 4K, so we're gonna enjoy it that way. Yeah. This next one, I don't remember if I went over this or not. I may have forgotten. But I did pick up, and I must say this was season 8. American Horror Story. Yeah, 8th season. I need season 7. Because if I'm not mistaken, they only did the Blu-ray release for seasons 1 through 8. I never found anything after 8, so I don't think they're on Blu-ray at all. But I have every season except 7. This one I did have to order from the UK. It did take a little while to come, though. And this was through Amazon. But, I mean, I guess the price wasn't too bad. Shipping was a little, I would say a little high for what it is. But, yeah, I gotta have my American Horror Story. I don't know, if I can find the entire DVD collection, I'd probably buy that if it includes like all the seasons. But I definitely at least want to complete the Blu-ray collection. So I need season 7. You know, I don't mind paying this regular retail. I'm just not paying these scalper prices. I refuse to, which is the only reason why I don't have season 7, because I can find it. But I'm not paying scalper prices. It's just not gonna happen. Nope, not doing it. So, you know, if that's all I can find, then I guess I'm just gonna be without season 7. But for now, I got all of them 1 through 8, at least that they make on Blu-ray, aside from 7. So yeah. This next one is an older movie, you know, definitely back in during my time. Not as good as the first one. No, I grew up watching the original Alligator movie, and then, you know, they had Alligator Part 2. It's not as funny as the first one. I thought the first one was pretty funny, even as a kid. But, you know, still had to, you know, pick it up. Just had to wait for it to be on at a good price. That's the only thing. Price has to be good. If the price ain't good, I'm not gonna do it. But I mean, still has some funny moments. But definitely the first Alligator is the best one. And if I'm not mistaken, the first Alligator came out in the 80s. I forget when in the 80s. I think it's probably in my early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, does it even say? 91? So yeah, early 90s. Yeah, but the first one was definitely good. Now the cop, he funny as can be. He's just sarcastic. I mean, a lot of the stuff that they be doing, you know, just wouldn't really work in today's world, but you know, times change, so it was still a pretty funny movie. So even though it's about an alligator killing stuff or killing folks, it's really more of a comedy if you really look at it that way. But it was still a good movie. Next one, because I found it for a good price. Sword and Sorcerer. I've had this in my wish list for a long time. Price was always high on it though. But it was on sale, so I figured, okay, why not pick it up? Watch some more of them older classic movies. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's just something about the older movies, especially during my time growing up. I just enjoy it better, you know. It's probably more so the nostalgia of it than anything. Because I know there's movies I do have that I know I loved as a kid. And I watch them now and I'm like, you know, movie isn't really that good. But I enjoyed it as a kid. So I still have those memories, you know, of those films. So that's why I like to keep buying the older films. You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe just part of my brain is, you know, just wants to relive my childhood and, you know, enjoy the simpler times. But yeah, Sword and Sorcerer, you know, if you're into that type of stuff, I want to say it was Shout Factory, right? Screen Factory, same thing. Screen Factory, Shout Factory, Shout Select. To me, it's all the same. Screen Factory. But yeah, Sword and Sorcerer. And the sword was the funny part. 3-bladed sword and it shoots out. Choo, choo, choo. Yeah, that part was just really funny. And then, only because my daughter's never seen the movie, and I had to wait for this to go on. I had to find it for a cheap price too, was Elektra, the director's cut. So when we watched the what was that movie? The Deadpool Wolverine movie. You know, and she was on there, like they had her on there. I mean, her outfit was different. Actually, I seen a video of her talking about not needing the outfit to be showing as much, you know, because she's older now, you know, so she, you know, wanted to be more covered up. Because I did remember the outfit being different. I'm like, man, that wasn't like her outfit though. But yeah, that kind of explains why her outfit was a bit different. So I was trying to tell my daughter, I was like, yeah, you know, she's from this movie. I said, but I'm not really sure why they have her in that movie. But yeah. So this time, you know, I'm gonna look forward to rewatch again with my daughter. So, you know, she can kind of, you know, enjoy these older films. Definitely older films. But good movie though. And then the next one, this is just more for comedy, you know, not horror, but more just comedy. And that is Valentine, Scream Factory, Shout Factory, whatever, Scream Factory, right? Scream Factory. Yeah, Scream Factory. It's just more for the comedic purposes. I forget the guy's name. It might be David. Might be his name. I know he's the one that played as Angel. He also played, I want to say he was on Buffy. And he also was on Bones. I know he was in another movie, but like those are the three main ones that I definitely remember him from. I just can never remember his name. Yeah, that dude right there, yep. Him right there, yep. That dude right there. Yeah, he was in those movies. So I thought in Bones he was a really good character. So yeah. But yeah, this was all my pickups for the I guess you could say a couple weeks, because stuff came in and I forget about it. More stuff will come in, I forget about those. And then just stuff, you know, just kind of just boom, came in all at the same time. So that's pretty much my pickups. You know, if there's anything you picked up, you know, you like to share, definitely share it in the comments. You know, I'll definitely, as long as I get notified, because sometimes, you know, I don't get these notifications, and it doesn't like to tell me when the notifications come through for whatever reason. But if I do see it, you know, I'll definitely, you know, try to reply back for sure. You know, see what you folks have picked up movie-wise, what you enjoy. You know, what's your favorite genre? What are you looking forward to? I know with the Jason movies, I have both of those on pre-order. I forget what is it, Jason X, and I forget what the other one is. I don't know, was it Jason versus Freddy? Can't remember. But I know it's two of them that come out, I want to say is the end of this month. Because I know I have them on pre-order. So hopefully Amazon doesn't mess up my pre-order. If not, you know, they start delaying my shipments again because they got a good habit of doing that. I might just have to start putting my order in through like Groove. That way at least I know I get it on time. Plus the prices are going to be the same anyway. So, but I just kind of like Amazon because, you know, everything is there. I can just keep track of it all. So it's the only reason why I even use it, because I buy a lot of movies through there. But yeah, if there's anything you guys are looking forward to, you know, definitely let me know. And we'll see how that all goes. You know, other than that, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. You know, hit that thumbs up if you appreciate the videos. If you don't, hey, thumb it down, you know, whichever one you think it deserves. I'll try to have affiliate links for all these movies, for at least a majority of them. So that way, you know, if you are interested in picking up any of these movies and you do order them through Amazon, hey, you know, whatever little bit helps the channel. And if you don't want to, hey, that's fine too. You just do what you want to do. Other than that, it's been your boy BULLBOYKENNELS, and as always, keep them scratching. Peace. We up out of here.